Hello, everybody. C. Krager here, and I'm going to talk to you about something pretty important. Alright, it is Call of Duty. Alright, give you a little background here. Call of Duty 1 came out in November of 2004 with pretty good reviews. A lot of people liked it. It got a lot of responses of people actually liking it. But for me, I fucking hated it. I thought it was the biggest piece of shit ever, because at that time I was a really hardcore like Medal of Honor fan, and I still like Medal of Honor. Medal of Honor is a really good game. This game, Call of Duty, is basically just a fucking complete, total rip off of any of like fucking. The first one is basically a complete rip off of Medal of Honor 1, of any Medal of Honor game at the time, except for the fact that they just basically threw in you can aim down the sights. And everybody's just gonna be like, well, Call of Duty is the game who invented aiming down the sights. That's not even true at all. All the retarded COD fanboys think that like every fucking game that's a first person shooter is a rip off of Call of Duty. Like, oh, Call of Duty invented aiming down the sights, and Call of Duty invented kill cams and shit. Actually, the first fucking kill cams were in the first person shooter. Fucking Wolfenstein 3D. When you killed Mecha fucking Hitler at the end of the game, it shows a death cam. It's like, oh, let's watch that again, and it shows him die again. That's the first kill cam. A kill cam, I say that loosely for COD fags. In a first person shooter. The first person shooter. Was in fucking Wolfenstein 3D. So you're saying Wolfenstein 3D, the first person shooter, is a fucking COD ripoff? No, it's not a fucking COD ripoff. It's the stupidest thing ever. If it wasn't for id, there wouldn't even be like fucking first person shooters. Well, other than any good ones anyway. Like, and the Call of Duty isn't even the first fucking game to even come out with aiming down the sights either. It came out in November of 2004. A game called Viet Cong came out in April of 2003. And that game, you can aim down the sights in. So fucking say something now, dude. That's stupid. And they're like, oh, like Halo, like some of the stuff you can do, like the perks and shit, like blah, blah, blah. It's just rip off Call of Duty. Like, fucking that game came out even first. Like, this game is basically a complete over rip off of almost, if just any fucking first person shooter ever. It's just a cookie cutter, right? Like fucking dog shit, repetitive, annoying fucking random first person shooter game to come out. Like, you look at all the multiplayer, like, oh, it's the greatest multiplayer ever. It's not. It's terrible. And people are too stupid to figure that out. That all it is just every single game that come out, it's just the same fucking thing. The same fucking thing. Every single goddamn time they come out with a new Call of Duty, it's the same fucking thing. Over and over and over again. Every fucking time. But no, people refuse to fucking listen or even look at it. They're just getting the exact same thing. The multiplayer is generic it's the most generic multiplayer I've played in the game ever. Where you basically just run around and then shoot people. That's it. That's all you do. And don't say, oh, you have to capture bases, it's teamwork, team deathmatch, and blah, 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 blah. Teamwork it doesn't even belong. The word team doesn't belong in any Call of Duty game whatsoever. Because there is no such thing as teamwork in Call of Duty. It may say team deathmatch or like domination or demolition or whatever the fuck it is. But does anybody use teamwork at all? No. They run around like they're retarded and like shoot everything And like one person will like go and like take it and then like run around like a retard. And then like, you listen to all these stupid COD fanboy faggots who like post on like random up and coming first person shooters or old first person shooters, and they're just like, oh, it's just fucking just another COD clone. Like what the? That's so stupid. So every first person shooter is Call of Duty. How this game is the top selling first person shooter or game of anything is beyond me. Call of Duty, the whole series, is a fucking ripoff of Medal of Honor. The first three really are. Because the creator of Call of Duty, he even said he was heavily inspired by the Medal of Honor series to create Call of Duty. Well, he did a little bit too much fucking taking everything from fucking Medal of Honor. Everything. It's basically just Medal of Honor, but awful. Like, they fucking made it terrible. It's a fucking terrible game. And I know I'm going to get a lot of shitty responses from this, but I don't care. Like, they're like, if you want a game that has teamwork in it, fucking play any Battlefield game. All the Battlefield games are amazing. I'm not saying, like, I'm a fucking Battlefield, like, fanboy. No, I'm not. I'm just saying that is a totally better game, and it's way like more worth your money than any Call of Duty game should ever be. The multiplayer is amazing. It's ungodly fucking amazing. It's incredible. And it actually involves teamwork. If you don't have teamwork, you die. You lose the game. And then you see these retarded like COD fanboys like, oh no, first-person shooter in a Battlefield game. Let's go in there and just play these games and just run around and try to kill people. And they wonder why they lose all the fucking time. And they wonder why they like bring your whole fucking team down. One fuck up, like one person like fucking around could like ruin your whole team. Because you need teamwork. And you look at Call of Duty, everyone can just fuck off and like jump off buildings, and everybody could have like a negative score, but like one person ran over there and like started up a bomb or something stupid like retarded like that, and then you win the fucking game. But if you do that in any other game that involves teamwork, you lose. Like you're supposed to. You should be rewarded for doing good and actually doing teamwork and helping, and be like fucking like get bad responses and get fucking things taken away from you, like EXP or something when you do bad, or like get killed a million times or blah 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 blah. But no, you can kill yourself like 800 times in Call of Duty, and one retard just runs through, like, oh, I'm gonna plant this bomb, and like you win the whole fucking game. Like you don't get penalized for anything, which you should, which I think is just retarded. And I've played every single Call of Duty game, and I couldn't stand any of them. Not one Call of Duty game I could ever stand at all. And everyone's like, dude, why? Call of Duty is the greatest game of all time. Like, well, it's like if you don't like the multiplayer, which is the greatest thing ever, why don't you play the campaign? It's like the greatest campaign in any game ever. They have the most generic, like Dollar General fucking Family Dollar fucking like campaigns I've ever fucking seen. They're like, oh, the story's so engaging, and like Russia and like blah 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 are all invading. Like yeah, like that's the only game that's like ever done that. What? Have you ever played any fucking first person shooter ever? That's like the fucking premise of almost every single war first person shooter is Russia attacking. Cold War or not. Cold War era or not, it's basically just fucking Russia attacking you. All the fucking time. And like Call of Duty, like it just puts that like stereotype in games and like just wrecks it. It's so generic and so stupid. They try to like lure you in with like, oh yeah, we're totally, our writers are totally mentally retarded, and we don't know how to fucking make any kind of engaging, make sense, or even normal story that's even good. But let's throw big explosions and like random shit like out of nowhere, And then like everybody who's a fucking reviewer on any kind of like thing, IGN, which is the worst reviewers of all time in fucking video game of anything, will just be like, greatest game ever. Everything of this sucks. Like, you fucking suck, dude. The campaigns are terrible. You know, you can't sit there and fucking like just put big explosions and shit like that and no engaging storyline at all and awful fucking boring gameplay and say it's the greatest campaign in the world. It'd be the worst fucking campaign in the world. People are like, "Oh, World at War is an amazing campaign." It's fucking like 4 hours long and it's like boring as fuck. I beat it in one day. It was fucking terrible. They're like, "Oh, well, you know, they have zombies, which is the probably one of the best zombie games like ever." I'm a hardcore zombie fan, not a Call of Duty zombie fan, like zombie in general as like a monster or a thing. I love zombies. And I have to say, I've played some terrible zombie games like Land of the Dead, Road to the Fiddler's Green. That's a terrible zombie game, but it's so bad that's good. But Call of Duty zombies are so bad, they're fucking dog shit. I'd rather fucking chop my own fucking dick off than play any fucking Call of Duty zombies ever. It's a complete. I'll see you guys part 2. Peace.